Welcome back, welcome back. I'm your host, Skunk, the librarian. Tonight, we crack open a book that's just a little bit hazy around the edges. It smells of burnt oregano and lost ambition, which is a surprisingly common scent in my more contemporary collection. No? That joke went right over your head, didn't it? Much like our protagonist's life. Let's get to it. Our story concerns a young man named Bryce, a college student or a professional sitter on a couch, if you prefer. Bryce's philosophy was simple. If life was a problem, the answer was always a solution. You could smoke. He was a cynical little prick who believed the world was too boring, too predictable, and too full of responsibilities for his particular brand of, well, I'm not doing anything. He was always looking for the next escape, the next hazy excuse to avoid a history paper. And in this search, he stumbled into a little occult shop run by a man who looked like he'd just swallowed a whole encyclopedia of existential dread. He was selling his wares. And what a perfect item for our hero. A bong. But not just any bong. A very, very special bong. It was carved from a single piece of something that looked like obsidian, but felt like cold vacuum. It had no seams, no polish, and its bowl was a swirling vortex of impossible dark glass. The shopkeeper, his eyes wide and yellow, told Bryce, "This is not for pleasure. It shows you what really is there." Bryce, of course, scoffed. He said it was just trippy art. Paid the guy a measly $20 and left. You know how these things go. A foolish boy, a cosmic artifact, and a complete lack of self-preservation. It's a classic horror story. Really, a real don't mess with ancient artifact from an unnamed shop you found on a dime novel plot kind of story. My favorite. That night, Bryce packed the bowl with his herbal remedy. He took a pull, but instead of the pleasant, hazy buzz he was used to, the smoke tasted like cold starlight and ozone. And the visions, oh, the visions! He didn't see dancing lights or happy cartoon characters. He saw things that weren't things. He saw a city of non-Euclidean angels. Floating non-Euclidean angles. Floating in an abyss of impossible colors. He saw vast, blind cosmic entities whose thoughts were like silent, impossible screams. The smoke wasn't a drug. It was a conduit. It was a one-way ticket to seeing the true, horrifying reality of the universe. A cold, meaningless void run by things that didn't care about him, his life, or his stupid history paper. Ooh, my apologies. Bryce panicked at first, like anyone would. He dropped the thing, and the visions faded. But the next morning, he had a new idea. He'd sell it. He'd be rich. He'd be famous. He didn't have to work again. He'd found the ultimate cosmic hack. All he had to do was ignore the creeping madness and the knowledge that every second was a mockery. So he used it again and again. He convinced himself he was a genius, a visionary, that the visions were just inspiration. He even started sketching them, drawings of impossible geometries and alien landscapes. You know what they looked like? Crayon scribbles from a 5-year-old. Because his hand couldn't comprehend what his eyes were seeing. That's, my friends, is poetic fucking justice. His friends started to avoid him. He'd sit in his chair, drooling, talking about the great, hungry void and the shriek of the cosmic architects. But Bryce didn't care. He was convinced. He was on the verge of his biggest breakthrough yet. He packed one last monumental bowl. One last hit for the grand finale. And as he took that final puff, the world didn't just grow hazy, it solidified. The visions didn't fade. The room became a single, non-Euclidean corner. The walls began to pulse with the light of 1,000 indifferent stars. His friends' faces warped into abstract, terrifying shapes. The sound of their voices became that silent, impossible scream. The very ground he sat on became a churning, living mass of cosmic despair. Bryce got his wish. He escaped the boring world he so despised. He transcended the mundane reality of papers and classes and having to get up off the couch. Got his final perfect high. He is now and forever a part of the true reality, trapped in a permanent, mind-shattering vision of a universe that doesn't care. The smoke is gone, but the high is eternal. He finally had his escape. Right into the most terrifying prison imaginable. You know, you can't run from your responsibilities. And trust me, I have tried.